Economies and Livelihoods. In your history syllabus, this is an outline. What they want you to do is briefly understand the process of industrialization, say for the last 150 years, starting in the 1850s up to the 1950s. And as I told you yesterday, this is a bit of a boring topic, and I'm being honest with you. It's like having dal every day, no matter how you cook it every day, and you are forced to eat it, but you would rather eat something else. If it's dal, I can't say it's chicken curry or pork curry or, or it's something else. So take it as what it is, and frankly, it's a bit boring. And feel free to be honest. Be honest. I'm being honest with you. Be honest. Honesty is a good thing to have. If you feel bored and you can't understand, let me know. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. So, but the fact is, it's a little dull. Anyway, let's begin with what this chapter is all about. Firstly, let us look at the Industrial Revolution. It has to begin with an understanding of fossil fuels. It's not planned, actually. An Industrial Revolution was not planned. So the problem in the beginning was that they needed a fuel source or a fossil fuel which was readily available. And when they started digging out coal, the coal mines filled up with water, and in the process they innovated and discovered ways to take out that water using steam powered engines. So this is how we as humans we improvise and adapt. So don't think that this virus will defeat us or this COVID-19. Humans always adapt and we always persevere. I think in the past also there have been more terrible events in history, much worse than what we are going through. So Industrial Revolution also is very much a product of man's ability to adapt to his circumstances. So the rise of machines and the different forms of industrialization, let us look at it now. Firstly is the physical environment or the type of industries that are dependent on, let us say, the immediate environment, even on the very basic level, farming, what farmers are doing. The type of industry is dependent on the physical environment or on the natural environment. Now, the second type of industry is, let's say, the extraction of raw materials. Let us say iron ore, it's deep in the earth. This, whether using machines or heavy machines. So these are one type of industry using or only focused on extraction of raw materials. Next is the services. For example, what teachers are doing, what doctors are doing, and people in offices. These are the services. And lastly, this is the information or the knowledge sector. Somehow it overlaps with services because it is evolving all the time. It is changing. And the thing about industry is that it has to change. Now these are the engines, let us say, that drive growth. I think what this syllabus is trying to tell us is, starting from the beginning, the relationship with handicrafts and industrial production. Now, regarding handicrafts, let's have another brief look, a brief idea. Now, when we look at the meaning of handicrafts, we should precisely or correctly understand it as handmade, what we make by our hands without using machines. The difference between handmade products and machine-made products. Handicrafts, it cannot be removed altogether. We still have handicrafts and they still have a place of value in our everyday lives. Next point would be the formal and the informal sectors. And by the way, are you bored already? Okay, if you're bored, let me know. But what to do? It's like dal, we still have to eat it. It's good for us. Right? It's good to know all this. If someone questions you, hey, what did you learn in school? Your teachers didn't even tell you what are all this. I don't want to be in that embarrassing situation. A formal sector are activities that are taxed and monitored by the government, and it is included in the GDP or the national income or the gross domestic product. Anything that is taxed. Now, what is the informal sector? Informal sector is neither taxed nor is it included in the GDP or in the gross national product. Somehow it's a bit of a problematic sector, but it can't be ignored altogether. First, this is an important definition, and the definition of industrialization. This is very much part of class 10 syllabus. So there are three things to remember in this definition. First is, it is the adoption of industrial methods of production and manufacturing by a country or by a group of countries with all the associated changes in lifestyle, transport, and also in the society or the social aspects. Thing to understand with industry is that it changes society. It changed society in England, and it also changed society in India, and it is also changing us right now. Right now, why are we having such a problem adjusting? Because the whole economy is dependent on industry. So right now, with this money system, with this everything, and most of the money or the capital is in big business. That how industrialization affected us, affected in England and India, and is still continuing till now. It's affected all parts of our society. These are little inventions related to the textile industry or the weaving and spinning. Number one is flying shuttle. The inventor is John Kay, and the second would be Spinning Jenny by James Hargreaves. Take it like general knowledge GK, invention and inventor. So it's for the moment, just keep on underlining and look at the picture. When you look at the picture, it helps you remember it. Three is the water frame by Richard Arkwright. Now, in your book, it would help if you put a circle around Arkwright. Later on, Cartwright also comes. Students sometimes they confuse Arkwright and Cartwright. These are two different names. So number three is Water Frame by Richard Arkwright, and four is The Mule by Samuel Crompton. Let's pause for a while and let us look at this invention called the mule. Now, the mule by Samuel Crompton combined two machines. One is the spinning jenny, and the other is the water frame. So, when you combine both of these, you got the mule. Now, this happens all the time. People combine things to get a different result. For example, right now, in this laptop, we are combining video through this. There's a small camera right on the top. In your mobile phones also, you will find a small camera at the top. And by the way, microphone is also normally generally at the top of the phone. So it combines and then you get video as well as audio. Now let us look at the serial number 5, the Power Loom by Edmund Cartwright. Let's pause for a while. This is not Arkwright, this is Cartwright. Students confuse Arkwright and Cartwright very commonly, every year without fail. What is Arkwright famous for? What did he invent? Have you been
Water
taking?
frame.
Yes, and this is and this is Cartwright. Cartwright is power loom. Water frame is Richard Arkwright, and power loom is Edmund Cartwright. Now the next serial number 6 and 7. As we proceed in this lecture, also underline in your books. You need to remember this: inventions and inventors. Number 6 is the cylinder or the cylindrical printing of cotton. As you can see in the picture, the serial number 6. So using these cylinders, they would print some design on cotton. Now serial number 7 is the cotton gin. The inventor is Eli Whitney. What the cotton gin did was it processed or it refined the raw cotton or the cotton wool or the cotton from the plant, and it made it into fibers or thread which could be combined together to produce or for the production of cloth or cotton. Okay, next we'll go to France, a person by the name of Jacquard, J.M. Jacquard. This was mechanized or the machine printing of cotton. That means certain designs came to be created on cloth using a machine, or it's also commonly known as the Jacquard loom. Up to serial number 8, you would find it related to the textile industry or the production of cloth. We'll proceed to two more inventions. We'll continue this next week in the coming classes. Number 9 is the new common steam engine by James Watt. Now, as you remember, most of the coal miners had a unique problem where they could not take out the water from the coal mines. So steam engines started to be used. Now James Watt perfected this, and it began to be used. Later on, it began to be used in the steam engine to power. And 10 relates to a company actually, and a person by the name of Abraham Darby. Okay. Now you should ask your ma'am Lamnaichong. This is a chemical process. It's called smelting. When they used coke to process iron ore, and Abraham Darby, or rather his family, was one of the first ones to start this. Now the combination of iron, steam, and cotton. This is what propelled the Industrial Revolution in England. Now let's have a quick revision. Number 1, Flying Shuttle by John Kay. Number 2, Spinning Jenny by James Hargreaves. Number 3 is The Water Frame by Richard Arkwright. 4 is The Mule by Samuel Crompton. 5 is The Power Loom by Edmund Cartwright. 6 is The Cylinder Printing of Cotton, or the cylindrical printing of cotton using cylinders to print on cotton. That is by Thomas Bell. Number 7 is the cotton gin, process of refining your raw cotton into cotton fiber. That is by Eli Whitney. Number 8 is the jacquard loom, using machines to print on cotton, just as Thomas Bell did, only here he used machines. That is by J.M. Jacquard. Serial number 1 up to 8 relates to the textile industry, how the Industrial Revolution actually began, use of industry, use of machines. 9 and 10 relate to other inventions, also equally important for the Industrial Revolution, beginning with the steam engine, or the new common steam engine by James Watt. And then we also have to remember the founder of the Bristol Iron Company. This is where mass production or use of iron begins on a big scale, with the use of coke as a catalyst to smelt iron ore to make it into a usable product. That was Abraham Darby.